Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments, or by telling me what you plan on having for dinner. That one's different. Or by subscribing if you have not already done so. It does indeed help with Al Gore's rhythm. At the moment, Ledger is still having their crypto starter pack promotion, where after you buy the Ledger, you receive a free $25 gift voucher. While I am not an employee of Ledger, I am an affiliate, and I do have an affiliate link in the description below for those of you who are interested. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back for another News I Missed, where I go over News I Missed. I always have a jingle playing in my head, and I wish I could let you hear it because it's like, News I Missed. All right, so let's get into it. First up, the former acting head of the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, his name is Brian Brooks, has hinted that the crypto regulation storm may have passed, claiming that the size of the industry means governments and regulators will no longer be able to stamp it out. Now, I need to have like a bit of context on this before we continue any further. You may have remembered I mentioned briefly in another video sometime during last week, as in, the last days that we just had, where there was some guy who was floating around. I don't remember the guy's name. I think he's a prominently known investor in the money world, and he basically kept on spitting out the words, the U.S. may ban crypto. The U.S. may ban Bitcoin. And I thought they were different articles, but he was doing it every single day. Now, when we've had stuff like this before in the past, it has normally been somebody who's just really trying to rattle the markets, trying to drag it down, at least in my opinion. Because what ends up happening a year or 2 or 3 later is this person then goes on stage at some convention basically saying, Bitcoin is the greatest thing that's ever happened to us. Yeah, we've actually been accumulating for the last couple of years, and then you kind of scroll back through the files and you see that they were the ones talking negatively about it, influencing the price to end up going down, yada, yada, yada. So the entire point is, the discussion of a cryptocurrency ban, I mentioned before. I know a lot of people, especially if you're new to the market or even if you've been here for a while, you may not understand exactly how ingrained crypto actually already is into the markets, into banks, into institutions. And I need to make clear something extremely quick. The people who make monetary policies, who run the banks, who run the systems, they're already into crypto. They're not on the sidelines. They're not thinking about it. These people already in some way own crypto, in either directly or indirectly. Indirectly meaning they may have a large stake in a mining farm. They may have a large stake in some company who is offering custody. They're already into it. So the entire idea of a ban, especially within the United States, is not even overblown, it's overexploded, simply because it is just not going to happen at this point. It is in everything. When you allow all banks within the United States to be able to hold, custody, own crypto, when you have all these, whatever, the long story short is, no. He says, now that we're in a US $2 trillion market cap in crypto, I think the fear that regulation will somehow vanish or suppress this has gone away. It's too late for that. For those of you who also don't know, he's taking over as one of the head leaders of Binance, which I also thought was quite fascinating because Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, and all the other major ones, they keep only hiring people who were regulators or who basically were in control of money, because that's how you make sure you're compliant. But he added that applying traditional banking solutions to the sphere would result in failure, stating that money laundering risks and terrorism needed to be met with blockchain native solutions, basically saying you can't put the old stuff on top of the new stuff because it won't make any sense and it will blah, 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 blah. Yeah. News I missed. Still quite significant because I'll say the T word. I'm tired. I'm tired of having to see articles where these people who know that crypto is not going to be banned and who I already know are in the market in some sort of way keep announcing over and over that they expect it to be banned. Or these are the same exact people who keep talking about that Bitcoin has to fall back down to 20,000 in order for it to move back up. And it's like, but we're already up. Why should we move back down just to go back up if we're already there? Anyway, that's the logic, that the most logical news we've had in a while news. And let's move on. Next up. Now, here's something that I think is going to happen. I do not know if it is going to happen, but I assume this will actually propel the entire market forward. It says Ethereum's recent push to a new all-time high of 2644 is the fuel needed to drive the next phase of alt season, which also then ties into my theory as well, putting on my tinfoil hat of as the reason why Bitcoin fell in price is to kind of not stop the motion, but you understand what I'm trying to say. The team at Weiss Ratings, for those of you who do not know Weiss, they are a grading company, if you kind of want to simplify it that way, where they basically give grades to companies and institutions and say, well, you're an A, you're a B, you're a C, you're a AAA, yada, yada, yada. They entered the cryptocurrency space around 2017, 2018. People didn't care for them. Why? Because they started putting out like top 30 lists of the coins that they thought were... And I think Bitcoin at one point was number 12 and Ethereum was like number 2. And I think Tron was number 4. And people were like, how dare you put Tron above Bitcoin? And they were doing not actual fundamentals, but like, Tron is quicker. Tron has more transactions per second. So this is why their ratings were in that way, but people did not care for what they had to say. The team at Weiss Ratings went on to add the theory of a new phase of alt season through the following statement and accompanying chart. They said, this altcoin season looks like it might be significantly wilder than 2017. If the traditional altcoin cycle is true this time around, then we are just getting started with this move. Once again, my tinfoil hat is still on. I haven't taken it off, and I hope I don't forget to take it off. We are around summer 2017 where we currently are right now. That's just the actual time frame for the hype and the mania and stuff like that, and we still haven't gotten to the point where whatever the new BitConnect is going to be is going to actually start skyrocketing by the time we hit like our August time frame, and a lot of people are going to start getting burned very, very quick. So what's set up to happen now is, if Ethereum's, I believe it's EIP 1559, I think that's the actual number, for the next upgrade that they're going to have with the actual coin burn, if this goes through, if this happens, which it seems like it is going to, and we start having a deflationary Ethereum, it's going to cause Ethereum's price to rocket. I mentioned before, it's not just Bitcoin that is tied to every single other coin, it is also Ethereum on every single cryptocurrency exchange. We've seen before when Ethereum does really well, altcoins do extremely well. We are now talking about a point where Ethereum has gotten to nearly $3,000 just based off of, I want to say, actual fundamentals. The amount of people who are using it, the amount of people who are on the platform, the ICOs, the ABCs, all the other things that the NFTs, the other things that people are doing on top of it. If we get to a point by summer where not only is first of all, Ethereum supply creation rate is also extremely low from where it was 4 years ago. I don't know the exact number. I want to say it's like 2 or 1 compared to what I think it used to be 25. If we end up having thousands of transactions per second from the latest upgrade, the lower gas fees, which is also going to be a thing, and the coin burn itself, Ethereum is going to start to move up very, very fast in price. I don't know this. It's just an idea. Supply, demand, blah, 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 all those other things. If that happens, the altcoins are also going to go completely insane. And this is what I think they've been gearing themselves up for. And this is why we've seen altcoin prices performing very, very well in anticipation for the Ethereum upgrade, which, if you want to put it into context, was supposed to have happened like a couple of weeks ago when all the other coins were actually moving up in anticipation for it as well. So, yeah, I don't think we are in alt season yet. You'll once again, you'll know when we're actually in the bull run. Like what we're experiencing right now is kind of just like a normal market move up. And I know that sounds completely insane because certain coins have gone up by thousands of %. I've tried to explain this to other friends and they're like, no, buddy, you're crazy. You'll know when we're in alt season and Bitcoin has gone crazy when you dream about crypto and you wake up. Like I told you, when it's alt season and like the real bull run, you can put your money into anything and it'll have a 3x. There's no wrongdoing during a bull market. You'll see. It's this really weird euphoric feeling. You feel elated constantly. Anyway, so I definitely think this is going to happen. Here's the actual tweet from Weiss Ratings right here. It basically is money flows into Bitcoin. The money from Bitcoin flows into large caps, into mid caps, and it goes into low caps. And then eventually at some point, the low caps end up surging back into Bitcoin because all roads apparently lead to Bitcoin. Yeah. Let's move on. Next up, one of Morgan Stanley's new Bitcoin-only private funds has raised $29 million from 322 investors in its first 2 weeks, according to a regulatory document published on Thursday. Managed by FS Investments with New York Dig custodying the Bitcoin, the fund is one of the 2 new Bitcoin investment vehicles offered by Morgan Stanley. With news of the institutional stalwart's Bitcoin offering broke last month, it kicked Wall Street's crypto musings into high gear. This is part of the reason, not Morgan Stanley exclusive. First of all, Morgan Stanley's gigantimous. They are quite large in size. This only leads me to believe that any major dip that we have in price, I'm not talking about Bitcoin dropping 1 or 2% over the course of a day. I mean a 10 to 12% drop. I think it's because other people who didn't take crypto seriously before, or Bitcoin before, are desperately trying to get into the market, and they're doing whatever they can to try and lower its price so that they can get in at a better price point. Morgan Stanley being into crypto is or should not be surprising. I've mentioned this before, and we've seen the news before. Every bank in the world is into crypto. I don't care how they say it, how they spell it, and I don't mean crypto as in central bank digital currencies. I mean Bitcoin. None of these banks are stupid enough to not be in Bitcoin at this point. They're just not. They're exposed to it in some sort of way. So just keep that in mind as the years continue rolling on, or rather tell your friends to keep that in mind, because we're all going to have friends who are going to be like, bro, why didn't you tell me? And it's I definitely told you because, Anyway, I think this is the actual, nope, that's something else. Anyway, that's the Morgan Stanley news. And let's move on. Next up, the Bank of England, the United Kingdom central bank and the world's 8th oldest bank, said it would form a task force to explore the launch of a digital currency as per an official release. The Bank of England and Her Majesty's Treasury have announced the joint creation of a central bank digital currency task force to coordinate the exploration of a potential. They're going to do it. It's not potential. Of a United Kingdom central bank digital currency, central bank digital currencies, blah, 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 blah. So they're just digital versions of what we have right now. The inflationary currencies that we all use on a daily basis. So the UK has announced that they're thinking about potentially trying to have a potential move into the central bank digital currency space. Sure, why not? I believe this is the actual statement on the Bank of England's website. This is Bank of England statement on central bank digital currency. Sure, why not? We know that it's going to happen. It's no longer a question of if, it's more of a matter of how long it'll take them to roll this out. And on talking about taking a very long time to roll it out. Sweden says they're going to launch their central bank digital currency in 5 years. I don't even think I even have to read anymore. Why 5 years? Don't know. Maybe they're building the computers themselves. I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's just more of 5 years is a very long time. If gigantic IF written in the sky, if any of the predictions about Bitcoin's price, how large Bitcoin is going to be, where Bitcoin will be publicly, what's the other word? Popularity? No. Mainstream. That's not the word I was looking for, but I'll scream out mainstream. These currencies don't have a chance. So sure, I'm up for it. Take 5 years. I would love if you took a whole 5 years to make something that a lot of people aren't going to want to use. I have a strange feeling. I thought for a while that governments would have gotten it together a while ago, and we would have seen central bank digital currencies like now or next year. They would have been like, okay, we got to go. But no, I'm totally fine with 5 years because it's 5 years. Bitcoin's been around for 12. Think of what Bitcoin has done in the last 5 years alone. Now, add on the actual adoption rate that we've seen just in the last, 4 months? Anyway, good job, Sweden. Keep it up. Let's move on. Next up, no one should be surprised at this. The Rothschild family has taken a further step into the world of crypto. through its RIT Capital Partners venture, formerly known as the Rothschild Investment Trust. It appears this investment in the US-based crypto exchange Kraken was kept under the radar. What? And was possibly completed earlier in the year. That's crazy. Wait. They were trying to make money but wanted to keep it secret. When have they ever done that before? A note to investors written by James Glass, the director of investment companies sales at Numis Securities, and posted on the RIT Capital's website, claimed that at the RIT Capital webinar last month, within the privates. Yes, it says privates. Within the privates, RIT has revealed it had acquired an interest in Kraken. Glass made no mention of the size of the investment because, of course not, but also noted that Kraken is currently in talks with investors about another round of fundraising that could give it a valuation of $20 billion US dollars. We spoke 2 weeks ago at this point when Coinbase was about to go public. There was what's it called? Rumors going around that Kraken was also trying to go public as well. I think they're definitely going to do it. I don't think it's like an if at this point. Kraken is also quite large. Here's the actual investment paper news. I don't even know what to call this thing. Whatever that guy was just saying, it's all right here for those of you who are interested in seeing it. Anyway, that's the rich getting richer news. And let's move on. Next up, the Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss-owned Gemini exchange announced a major milestone on Tuesday as their total cryptocurrency held in custody had passed by $25 billion US dollars for the first time. In charting its impressive growth, Gemini touted growing participation. I can't help it. It's just really terrible this morning. I was walking around the house and I was like, I can't stop it. Gemini touted growing, I don't know why I made that noise. Gemini touted growing participation from institutional investors over the past year. Gemini custody assets have more than doubled since the start of this year. And then they talk about the other companies that they've also been working with. Not surprised. Is that honey on top of the gold? Gemini is one of the most, what do you call it? Regulated crypto exchanges on the planet. They made sure that from the actual I tried to go like this and I smacked myself on the table from the get-go. And it's not surprising that people are choosing to custody with them because they have all the paperwork. So good job, Gemini twins. 25 billion is an enormous amount of money to hold just in cryptocurrencies. I assume that number is going to continue going up as time goes on and people are looking for trusted custodians, if you will, because I assume a lot of them in the space are like, don't really want to use you. Is that? Nope, that's something else. Anyway, that's the Gemini twin news. Good for them. Good for them. Let's move on. Next up, Beatport, a digital music portal for DJs and almost said magicians. DJs and musicians announced this week that it will begin accepting Bitcoin as a means of payment on its website. Beatport hosts and sells music tracks for use by DJs, returning a portion of the proceeds to the original artist, as well they should, because it's their music. The company announced that it would accept Bitcoin starting in June. Beatport CEO Rob McDaniel said the decision to accept Bitcoin was born out of a desire to continue innovating even amidst 19. I wish more people were honest with us as well. Now here's my take on it. Not that there's nothing wrong with them accepting Bitcoin, but whenever we get a company who's accepting Bitcoin, it's like, we just want to make sure that that everyone has more payment options. We were thinking about it before, and we really see the future, and we think that if people had more ways to pay, they could buy their favorite NFTs. And it's like, just tell us that you want Bitcoin. Like, you don't have to lie to us. I mean, we all know why people want Bitcoin. So when it benefits and strengthens the artist community. Everyone wants to accept Bitcoin because everyone thinks that Bitcoin is going to continue going higher. The more people accept it, the higher the price goes. The higher the price goes, the more people accept it. The more people accept it, the higher the price goes. People keep hoarding it. The price goes higher. I mean, listen, they may really in essence just want to help out their creators, because there are some nice people in the world. I've met like 3. But anyway, so that's the Beatport news. Here's the actual whatchamajaggers press release, if you kind of want to say it. Beatport to accept Bitcoin announces first ever NFT audio visual collection. Because of course it's 2021. Everyone has to have an NFT something. Cool. That's the musical Bitcoin news. And let's move on. Next up, fresh reports from South Africa suggest another local company known as Signia is set to apply to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange to list a new cryptocurrency exchange-traded fund. This application will be the second time Signia has attempted to list a crypto ETF. They tried in 2017. The stock exchange said no because I'm pretty sure they were just trying to mimic what the US was doing. However, according to a report which quotes the company's CEO David Houghton, Signia plans to reapply for an ETF using the same design structure from 2017. And they basically said, we think it's time, let us do it. It's time, let it go through. I assume this is in response to Canada having, 984 NTFs? Okay, slight exaggeration. I think they have like 7 or 8. Sure, just let it go through. I would love to have a discussion, and I mean it really. I would love to sit in the room with these people and just kind of go, why not? Like, I really want to hear the actual reason, and it's also difficult because you know that they would never give me a real answer. Well, we're trying to protect the public. Like, I would love to hear their actual reasonings for not allowing these things to go through. If it's regulated, if they have all the paperwork, even if you were in like a sandbox situation where you were really peering over their shoulders every single second to see exactly what they were doing, why not? It's something along I know, I can feel it. We know how the world works. It's something along the lines of, if these ETFs completely launch in their entirety, the cryptocurrency market is going to explode. And I have assumptioned for quite some time that the higher ups in the world are accumulating themselves. And you got to accumulate when all the normal people don't know what's going on, because that's how you make more money than them. I can feel it. Anyway, so good luck to them. I hope they get it launched, because at this point it's like, why not? You know, it just seems to be the SECs of the world who really care, and it's just like, do it, you know. Anyway, that's the Signia South Africa trying to list a crypto ETF on the JSE news. And let's move on. All right, yeah. Here's the actual news about it on the actual website, about it actually happening, because that's all right. Let's move on. Next up, approximately 63% of adults within the United States are curious about cryptocurrencies, according to a new report from the Gemini twins. The report surveyed over 921 cryptocurrency owners and 3,000 consumers to find out about the consumer trends in the U.S. crypto market. The findings of the survey show that the average crypto investor who is already invested in digital assets is a 38-year-old male. I'm not that old, but thank you for assuming so. With $111,000 of annual income. I feel like that's probably not the most accurate. Okay. The report, however, notes that 2000. Wow. I saw the year and I was like, it's not 2021. Does that happen to anyone else? Has that happened to anyone else yet? When you look at this number, it doesn't look real. Is it just me? No, like I'm asking honestly, because I've had to write down the date before, and I was like, 2019, is it 2021? Doesn't it feel weird? We're in the year 2021. All right. Notice that 2021 will witness a diversification of, and it can't just be me, of the profile of U.S. crypto investors. This is because 63% of the respondents were labeled as crypto curious, don't say that, implying they don't currently hold crypto but are interested in either learning more or investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies soon. Okay, there's a lot of metrics going around, and I am just going to say it. They keep trying to prove that there are a lot of women in crypto. Sure. I don't care if there are women, men, children, anyone who's in the cryptocurrency market, as long as they're investing and trying to secure a bright future for themselves. But I keep seeing articles, and I guess this is the first one that I've really gone over, where they keep trying to prove that these people are in the market. Anyway, it's open for everyone, so don't let anything deter you from trying to make more money. I guess the news is 63% of people in the U.S. they should all be. I assume the other 37% are people in like nursing homes, not trying to make a joke. Everyone under the age of 50 should know about Bitcoin and crypto, or at least be like thinking about trying to get some at this point, especially if you think your pension fund is really going to make it in the next 30 years. Anyway, that's the, is this, wait, what's this? All right, here's the actual report on their website. It says the State of U.S. Crypto Report. You got to download it. I'm not adding that to my computer. Here's the stuff right here from the Gemini Twins website. Gemini Twins website. I don't know why I can't speak today. I think it's because it's Saturday, and it's sunny, and I want to go walk around outside. So I think I'm not speak English good today. Anyway, that's the Gemini Twin news, and let's move on. And to finish things off, rock band Weezer. If you don't know Weezer, you should listen to them because they're actually kind of good. I like the song Island in the Sun. And they have another song. I can't say the first word, so look up Pipe. P-I-P-E. That's a pretty good song. Announced today that it will be joining the recent barrage of musicians releasing digital collectibles as non-fungible tokens. But unlike most, if not all of those musicians, Weezer has decided to not use Ethereum. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. In favor of a competing network to mint in wares. What? Explaining in a tweet that it would be better for the environment. Sure, why not? The NFTs will be released on the Wax blockchain and are based on the band's most recent album called OK Human. And then there's so I think that's an image of what they're going to be releasing. I think the best part, and I mean this completely honestly, is that they're not priced for millionaires. It says each NFT will have multiple variants at different rarity levels, including a single gold ultra rare version that can be redeemed to receive the actual physical toy. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, the collection will be paid or be sold in packs of 10 NFTs for $20. That's a normal price. Or 25 NFTs for $40. These are the kind of things that I think are actually going to make it in the future. When you start out, so there's another artist, like an actual, not a musician, but like a painter and drawer, who recently released an NFT like 2 days ago. And I was going to try and get it because normally some of his stuff can be relatively inexpensive, $45, $125. It's not terrible for what it is. He released an NFT. One was $450. An NFT that was in like an edition, like it was an unlimited edition of multiples in a time frame. And then one of the other ones was like $1,000, also in an unlimited edition in a time frame. And I was like, dude, you're selling JPEGs. Like, get it together. I don't understand. I get the greed. I believe me, I'm human. I understand greed explicitly. But there's so many artists are coming forward trying to launch these NFTs because they're just trying to mimic what Beeple did. And it's like, imagine how much of a hero you would be. Imagine, think of your favorite artist. If you have a favorite living artist. Now imagine they're like, hey, I'm releasing NFTs over the course of a 24-hour period. And you can buy 10 of my pieces of art for $20. How insane people would go for that artist's work. How popular they would be. Anyway, I hate when people overprice stuff like $25. Wait, $40 for 25 JPEGs from a band that I listen to is totally acceptable. Just throwing that into the wind. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure Weezer will not be the last musicianal artist. I think Paris Hilton is also releasing an NFT. I bet hers will start at like $15,000. Just a random feeling. Prove me wrong, Paris. Prove me wrong. Anyway, that's the Weezer news. And let's move on. Yeah, cryptocurrency prices have begun to recover. and I should have air quoted that, but most of the entire market's in green, which is nice to see. Bitcoin is currently up by 2%. It's something. Ethereum is up by 2.7%. Binance Coin is up by 4%. XRP is up by 7.6%. Cardano is up by 14%. Doge is up by 16%. Oh, just moved to the number 6 coin. Pushed out ADA. But that's what Dogecoin does. Polkadot is up by 6%. VeChain Thor is up by 15%. Lumens is up by 7%, because sure, why not? Wrapped Bitcoin is Wrapped Bitcoin. Tron is up by 15%. Monero is up by 10%. Neo is up by 10%. Luna is up by 12%. Clay, that is KLAY, is up by 18%. Oh, BitTorrent token is up by 37%. Help us all. IOTA is up by 6%. Crypto Chain token is up by 19%. PancakeSwap is up by 14%. I looked at it and I was like, cake. Cupcake. Pancake. Okay. Cosmos is up by 7%. Maker is up by 7%. Ethereum Classic is up by 9%. You get the point. Celsius is up by 19%. Compound is up by 19%. There's a coin that is up by 57%. It's called Pirate Chain, and the name of the coin is R. And that's up by 57.9%. I do hope you all enjoyed. It's called R. Enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon. This market's crazy. This market just doesn't... Wait. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.